Hey guys, Eric with Verus Engineering here. We're going to be installing some dive planes on the GT4 you see behind me. First, let's go over what's included in the kit. You will have 2 left-hand dive planes, 2 right-hand dive planes, a template, some double-sided tape, as well as some M4 hardware if you want to bolt it to the bumper, which is what we recommend. However, you can do it either way. These dive planes do actually see a decent bit of load because they are quite functional, so we highly recommend using the bolts. However, if you don't want to bolt into your vehicle, use the double-sided tape that we provide, and I will go over how to install that shortly. Let's get started. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do, we're actually going to cut this template apart. So this is left-hand and right-hand side. We're going to cut it apart real quick for easier install, obviously. Easy enough. With the templates cut apart, we can now install the double-sided tape. You'll see that there's a red side and a clear side. We will install the red side out, like so. I've already installed that on these. These are properly installed. You will see which ones fit best. Just hold it up quickly before you remove the clear backing. This specific customer, the guy who owns the car behind me, he wanted the double-sided tape. Again, we really do recommend the bolts, but it's up to you. It's your car, and it's possible that these may fly off. We haven't tested enough, but we do use 3M very high bond double-sided tape. It's some of the best tape around, the best that we know of. So we are giving you the best chance that these will stay on with just double-sided tape. I guess let's get started on the install. So with the template installed, we can actually mark the holes with the center punch if you're going to be doing the bolts and nuts. If you're not, we now have to create basically a secondary template off this template and dive planes to basically locate the dive plane for the double-sided tape install. It's a little bit more work, but it's not too bad, so we'll go through that. Before you center punch the holes for the dive planes, if you are doing the holes, ensure that the dive planes fit 100%. They actually fit very well to the bumper's contour. The bolts will cinch any small gaps, but ensure that it's accurately placed, because you can place this incorrectly. So just do that real quick before you actually do any holes or permanent damage. We'll do the double-sided tape method right now real quick. It's going to take a little bit of time, but we'll get to it. Alright, so we roughly have the bottom and the top secondary templates, I guess you could call them. And we will now remove this, the initial template, so that we can bond the dive planes to the bumper, and we'll go through those steps real quick as well. With the template off, we can actually add a few more locations around here using these as guides to ensure that the install is 100% nice when it's done. So we'll do that real quick. Double check to make sure that the fitment to the bumper is as close as you can get it using your secondary template out of painter's tape. And it is awesome right now. So we're going to move forward to actually installing these dive planes with the double-sided tape. The next step in the process is to actually clean this area, and I'm going 100% off of 3M's very high bond double-sided tape recommendation on how to clean this area. They recommend using a 50% isopropylene alcohol water mixture to clean this area. And it is safe for paint. However, if you do not feel comfortable putting alcohol on your car's paint, then do not. Just clean it as best you can. We use a clean microfiber, 50% isopropylene alcohol and water, and we clean the area that the very high bond is going to be attached to. Now this ensures a very clean area for the double-sided tape to bond to and gives you the best possible chance of a positive outcome as far as the dive plane staying on. With the area clean, we can now install the dive planes. 3M also suggests that the install temperature should be at least 50 degrees Fahrenheit for installing the double-sided tape. And if you cannot do that, then you can't do that, but we highly recommend that you do it in a warmer month for the install, because this allows the double-sided tape to install to 100% strength. If it is not 50 degrees, it can actually reduce the strength of the double-sided tape. Again, highly recommended to follow 3M's guidelines. 3M states that above 50 degrees Fahrenheit, 50% of the ultimate strength occurs within the first 20 minutes of bonding. 90% of the bond strength occurs after 24 hours, and 100% of bond strength occurs at 72 hours. So if you are doing this in temperature above 50 degrees Fahrenheit, we highly recommend to not drive the car for at least 1 day, preferably 3, to gain the most adhesion possible out of the double-sided tape. Now that we've gone over the guidelines, let's get to installing it. Basically, we just remove the red strip and we use our guidelines to install the dive planes. Don't be scared to give a little oomph. The dive planes are fairly stout. The bumper is plastic and will contour to the dive plane with a little bit of difference in gap. If you need to, you can actually remove the fender liner and get back there and actually push the plastic bumper into the dive plane. We have the bottom off, so I'll do that real quick as well. And it just ensures that we get as much bond strength as possible. And now basically just let it be to gain bond strength. We'll do the top one real quick and then the install's done. Basically what you see me doing is I'm rocking it up and down just a tad, which allows the double-sided tape to really grab the bumper in all the locations. And I just do my best to really ensure that as much area as I can is actually touching the bumper and the dive plane to get the best bond strength. And you're done. Just remove the tape and congratulations.
Well guys, that finishes up the install here of our dual dive plane configuration for the Porsche 981 GT4. Thanks for watching. Please hit that subscribe button below, like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, just to stay up to date on all of our latest videos. Until next time.